Welcome to the Chillingly Board Podcast, where we run a many a tabletop RPGs. For today, we are playing Curse of Strahd, a
Strahd.
D&D campaign. Yeah, whatever Rythm says. So get your cup of your favorite hot beverage, whether it be a cup of coffee or tea. Chill out, prop your feet up, and get comfy, because it's about to get spooky? Question mark. I don't know. I'm not the GM of this campaign, so Rythm, take it away. Actually, wait. Hi, I'm Steve. We're joined by Rythm, who is a very fantastic, awesome DM, and we are so happy to have her being able to run this campaign. And we also have Anthony, as always, our beautiful, illustrious, amazing person. Anyways.
Hey, I don't appreciate
I have a
the way
question.
you're speaking of me.
Just take the compliments.
About the drinks, is Mountain Dew allowed?
Yes? Why? Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Fire 2 liters of it right next to me.
I should have made coffee. Coffee brings out my dark side whenever we do anything. Oh, I don't know if there should be a warning or anything. I mean, this is D&D after all.
There is definitely a warning. Put a warning.
So
now.
graphic warning, I guess. I don't know, but
it doesn't. I'm pretty sure you won't get that far in the story this time, but
just
there
in case.
is a chance that you could. And I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm very, very sorry.
Okay, and also remember,
I'm not a very mean person, but I have to be mean to you.
Hey, I'm a masochist in these games. Like, every time I play a character, I just go for the nitty gritty and just. That's the best experience.
Like a little ball of sunshine, so I can just myself and be like, I love everything and everyone, but if you touch my friends, I will fucking murder you.
Hey, that's about so far what we're getting into. Also, remember, we're just actors doing our best to give you a great experience, so please, any recommendations or anything would help and would be amazing, because this is, of course, for you. Now, Rythm, take it away. And if we need to describe our characters, then we'll do that. But yes, go ahead.
Hold up, I lost it. Shit.
While Rythm is doing her thing, Anthony, who is your character?
My character... I don't actually remember if my character's name is Natharius or not, but hey. My character's Natharius, the Wood Elf Ranger.
What do you look like?
A fucking Wood Elf Ranger.
I don't think that's what I was going for there, Anthony, but if you've watched A Wyvern's Wrath...
My character...
Oh, he's got it. Does he got it? I don't know.
Has green eyes. He's about 6'5", red hair, bronze skin color.
Okay.
No other defining features besides being an elf.
Cool.
Seriously?
I will be playing a different character this time, because obviously a different campaign. Poor Rythm did lose her notes for Wyvern's Wrath, so this is our next series that we are delving into. I will be playing Claude, the tiefling rogue. Jet black curling hair, most of the time put into a ponytail or a wolf's tail. He has very pale white skin, incredibly toned. He's not frail per se. He's around 6'1", weighs 160 pounds, mostly of muscle because of the acrobatics he does. He's around 34 years old, which is still young because he is a tiefling, and his eyes are full burning sapphire blue. There you go. That is Claude. Hey,
Stevie? Before we start, I'd like to tell you something.
Fuck. Yeah?
Don't dare mute me. Don't you dare. I will murder you if you do. You're murdering me. are you?
No, I'm not. You get it.
Okay.
You can have it this time.
I am the DM. All right, I can do whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call a merchant that betrayed the First Order?
What?
A traitor.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So if you guys don't know, it's been a running joke since what's on the menu. She keeps trying to tell jokes.
The
So
crappiest.
She keeps succeeding in telling jokes.
true.
Shittiest ones I can find.
Well, let's get on and do this
All
then.
right.
Also, this character is significantly richer than my last one, which probably won't help him in the slightest.
Oh, no, not at all. Okay. You're coming back from a delightful dinner with an old friend,
Delightful.
Morwen, of Daggerford, who you have worked well with before. You're great friends and have been around for a while. She has asked you after a tremendous dinner to clear out some traitors on the edge of her small town. As you're on your way there, not to be violent, but to just get them to clear out as they had been creating some distress among the locals.
Okay.
You arrive to their small camp. You can see they're dressed in fine clothing as they're laughing and having quite fun. What do? You can do what you want.
Natharius, anything you want to do?
Observe. Not observe. Fuck, I can't talk.
So they're just having fun? How many of them are there? Just curious.
There's about 8.
Is it just me and Natharius for now?
Yeah, but you're not supposed to be violent. You're just supposed to ask them to leave.
Claude will look at Natharius, flap out his black leather coat, and walk forward.
All right.
Well, hello, my good sirs.
One of the Vistani, they look up to you and they smile. Hello. I assume you're here to ask us to leave?
Yes, that and partake in some wine maybe, but yes, sadly, you may just have to go.
We will leave. We have no wish to make enemies of Lady Morwen. But first, I have a story to tell of you. Then we will go.
A story? I do partake in stories. Go on.
The Vistani fills his mouth with water, then spits it into the fire. The flames turn from orange to green as they dance and sway. A dark shape appears in the bonfire's core. We come from an ancient land whose name is long forgotten. A land of kings. Our enemies forced us from our homes, and now we wander the lost roads. The dark shape in the fire takes the form of a man being knocked from his horse, a spear piercing into his side. The man continues. One night, a wounded soldier staggered into our camp and collapsed. We nursed his terrible injury and quenched his thirst with wine. He survived. When we asked him who he was, he wouldn't say. All he wanted was to return home. But we were deep in the land of his enemies. We took him as one of our own and followed him back to his homeland. His enemies hunted him. They said he was a prince, yet we didn't give him up, even when their assassins fell upon us like wolves. Deep in the bonfire, you can see the dark figure standing with a sword drawn, fighting off a host of shadowy shapes. This man of royal blood fought to protect us, as we protected him. We bore him safety to his home, and he thanked us. He said, I owe you my life. Stay as long as you wish. Leave as you choose. I know that you will always be safe here. The figure in the dancing fire vanishes. Vanquishes its final foe, then disappears in a cloud of smoke and embers. The Vistani's face becomes more of a somber mask. A curse has befallen our noble prince, turning him into a tyrant. We alone have the power to leave his domain. We've traveled far and wide to find heroes such as yourselves to end our dread lord's curse and put his troubled soul to rest. Our leader, Madame Eva, knows all. Will you return to Brovania with us to speak with her?
Claude will look back at Natherius and he will just look at them and be like, I'll be honest, my friends. This does sound more like a fairy tale than anything else, but I do like fairy tales. I would love to partake in adventure. How about you, Natherius?
One can always have a great adventure.
Indeed, my friend.
Didn't come out how I wanted it to, but
Thank you so much. You don't know how many openings I had to use on my brother. I had to use all 4.
That is sad.
Before I finally just like, fuck it, you're there now.
That is incredibly sad.
Just angry and stupid. I hate it. Motherfucker. I'm sorry. Sorry for my language.
You're good.
As the Vistani start to pack up their things and put them in their carts and say, travel with us. It won't take too long.
Alrighty. And by the way, that little trick you did with the fire, I would very much love to learn it. I do like to entertain folks from time to time. Maybe you should teach me.
No? A bard by trade?
Ah, something of the sort. And he just gives a grin.
Well, all are welcome in Brovania. Though it is a Vistani secret. Not very secretive, as we have taught it to close friends. Maybe Madame Eva will have the time to teach you.
Understood, my friend. Let us be on way.
So you walk through the mist for quite a long time as... Yeah, hold up. I need a scroll. Alright. There we go. A strange mist. The road gradually disappears as replaced by a twisted, muddy path through the trees. Deep ruts in the earth are evidence of comings and goings of wagons, and a canopy of mist and branches suddenly gives way to black clouds boiling far above. There is clearly here, next to a river that widens to form a small lake, several hundred feet across. 5 colorful round tents, each 10 feet in diameter, are pitched outside a ring of 4 rebel-topped wagons. A much larger tent stands near the shore of the lake, its sagging from form lit from within. Near its tent, 8 bridled horses drink from the river, the mournful strains of a Cornish clash with the singing of several brightly clad figures around the bonfire. Footpath continues beyond this encampment, meandering north between the river and the forest edge. As the Vistani pull up their wagons, they cannot speak. They take the bridles off their horses and let those 2 join in with the others that are drinking. They smile at you and say, though we are far from where we once were, you'll notice it did not take long. He smirked as he led you He leads you to the larger tent near the shore and opens the curtain. He smiles and says, Madame Eva has the answers you seek.
Well, isn't this mysterious? He'll just glance at Natherius. Shall we go on in?
We shall.
And I guess we will walk on in.
Hold up.
She's not used to people actually going along with the plot.
Magic flames cast a reddish glow over the interior of this tent, revealing a low table covered in a black crystal velvet cloth. Ugh. Glints of light seem to flash from a crystal ball on the table as a hunched figure peers into its depths. As the crone speaks, her voice crackles like dry weeds. At last you have arrived. Cackling laughter bursts like mad lightning from her withered lips.
I guess we have.
She
Have we, though?
smiles and looks at you. I've been waiting for you.
Us in particular, madam.
Of course. I don't remember your names, but imagine she says them.
Claude and Natherius.
She's never gonna remember Natherius.
She nods. I've been waiting for you, Claude and Natherius.
Well, it is good to meet you,
The
madam.
ranger.
Oh, my apologies.
She nods as she pulls out a small deck of cards. They don't seem to be any kind of cards that you're used to. Hold up. I'm scrolling. Let me scroll quicker.
Scroll, scroll, scroll.
They're not tarot cards or playing cards. They're a different kind that you don't quite recognize. Would you care for a reading?
I would love to, madam.
She
And
starts to lay out the cards in a rather strange format that you're not quite used to. 3 across, and then 1 on top of the middle and 1 below the middle. A strange position as she smiles creepily, but yet softly at the same time, somehow intertwining. As she lays out the cards in front of you, she looks up to you and says, You will be needing this information for a long quest that you must go on in order to save our Lord. We are thankful for you to come and help us save this land from his terrorist reign. Curse that he's under. It's not a light one. We'll need 3 items to save him and to end his putrid suffering. She flips over the first card, and the image of a necromancer standing over a roaring fire as he's rising skeletons from the ground around him. A mystical feeling comes over you as she puts her wrinkled, tiny hover and she says, A woman hangs above a roaring fire in a room decked with books. You will find the treasure there. A book. A tome that will reveal everything you need to know. As her hand hovers once again, slowly hanging over the second card. It pulls over a man hooded and his face unseen, carrying a lantern in the dark, leading the way. She calls out, "I see a faceless god. He awaits you at the end of a long, winding road deep in the mountains. He has what you seek, the thing that can protect you from our dear lord." Then she hovers over the third one. Where I need to find it. I see a kneeling woman, a rose of great beauty, plucked too soon. The master of the marsh knows whom I speak. She has the treasure, and will give it to you, so that you may slay the man who brings us such tarnish and horror. She looks up to you as... One second. Excellent. She looks up to you as she flips over the fourth card. There is a man whose faith, whose sanity hangs by a thread. He's lost someone close to him, but he will be the one to help you along your path. He will be the one to heal you and keep you strong. And as she hovers over the fifth one, she shudders in disbelief and horror as she flips over a rather beautiful card, one that shows the face of a gorgeous woman. And where is it? It's horror spreads across her face, though the card seems so harmless, of a rather beautiful woman. She sighs as she says, "The place where you may or may not defeat this monster that has taken hold of our dear lord. It'll be in a secret place, a vault of temptation hidden behind a woman of great beauty. The evil waits atop his tower of treasure, waiting to strike you down." She quickly picks up the cards and puts them away. Solemnly, she nods and says, "You have quite a lot of danger in front of you, but as what I've seen from the future, I believe in you. It would be a great change for once if someone as powerful as you, dear gentleman, could help us, as we cannot stand to see his grief no longer." I'm done, by the way.
Well, I can only hope that we can be able to help you, madam, and the people of this land. But, a question. Where do we go first? That's a lot of places.
As she hears that, she smiles softly, handing you a rolled up piece of paper. That is scrolling through my gallery, so I can send it to you.
Okay.
She gives you a paper that rolled out is a map of Brovania. It's rather worn at the edges and has great detail of the area. She's marked down where you are and shows a dotted line of the path that you came.
For those of you viewers curious about this map, I will be putting it up right now for you guys.
She points to a village not far from where you are. If you follow the river till you're past the forest, there will be a road that leads up to a small to the small village of Brovania. It's a good place to start. It's good to collect information from there. We are shunned from that place as we cannot go. Being allies of a great terror in that area.
Well, Natharius, shall we be on our way?
Sure.
Sooner rather than later, eh?
But
Yes.
do stay quite long. The nights are very dangerous in the Slavic woods. It's best to stay by an open flame at this time of night. We have much wine and good food, so that you may have a great stay until the day.
You are speaking my language, madam.
I'm sure there are a few stories that my people can tell you of some great treasures that you may find around these parts.
I would very much love to know them all. I am a lover of
Good.
stories.
Okay. So as you leave Madame Ava's tent, you see the 4 wagons, all 4 of them tightly closed and everything. They're tiled roofs. But the 5 tents seem to be wide open, and people are paying no mind to what's going on around, if you catch my drift. No one would mind if something was gone. I mean, they have so much.
I mean, I may be a rogue, but I am at least an honorable one.
There's no such thing as an honorable rogue.
Well, if I do see any little trinkets that nobody would particularly miss, then I may just have to take something. But, of course, nothing of too much value, nothing of too little value either.
Yeah.
Random question. Does there seem to be any wines that are of very, very old vintage?
Yes, actually, that's all they have. Very vintage, very high quality wines. These are very profitable people. They're very rich and they have very, very nice clothing and everything. They're very cheerful and happy. As all of them are dancing around the fire, a small tune playing from one of their local bards as it slowly comes to an end.
Can Claude, or may I, take 2 of those bottles and just pack them away for later?
Roll d20. Sleight of hand.
Shit. This is where my downfall is. Everybody, hold on.
Dude, the only way that you're gonna fail this is if you get a D1.
17.
I wouldn't be surprised if he rolled a 1.
It's happened a lot, dude. I only have 20s and 1s. We know this by now.
Okay. As you go down to grab something, 2 bottles you see. Hold up, rolling. No. Oh shit.
Is that an oh shit for me or an oh shit for you?
I have to pull up a table from the Dungeons Master Guide.
Oh, lovely.
1 second. Guide. This table.
This is what happens when you have a rogue in your party. Poor GMs. Oops. And I'm not even a bad rogue. A bad rogue would have
Okay.
jacked everything. I just want some wine. And some small things along the way, of course.
Of course.
Okay. Alright. I need 1 100. Why are you like this? Why did you get a nat 20? I mean, you didn't get a nat 20, but I did.
I have weird luck, guys. Whenever I get to play, it's ones or
You
20s.
also see a rather useful rope. It doesn't seem to be anything special, but you can feel something coming off it. It seems to be something that you might need in the future. I mean,
I
we
just
wouldn't mind if only one rope is gone. Not much
Claude
of it.
just kind of eyes it for a second, looks at his pack, looks at it, and he like, you can tell he does a thing of like, oh, just don't do it, and then he grabs it and puts it in his pack really quickly.
Okay, put into your pack a rope of climbing.
I approve. Where the fuck do I put that?
That is going to be super useful. Oh my god, I'm so glad you got that. You were one away from the one thing that I really, really didn't want you to get.
Aw.
The lantern of revealing. That would have ruined it.
That would have fucked up your entire campaign.
I know. I was like, no, you son of a bitch.
How the
Don't you fucking dare.
Okay, there we go.
Alright.
Hey, they already have one. Cool. Nice. Thank you, fucking Dungeons and Dragons, for making this easy on me.
Yeah. So, I'm going to tell you, whenever you grab anything or whatever, I have to roll a d20. And if I roll a nat 20, I have to roll once for the magic table, table B. So, otherwise, I don't have to roll, but you happen to get a nat 20.
Cool.
Son of a bitch. Alright.
Alright.
So, by the roaring flame, you see many of the Vistani are starting to tuck in for the night, including the children, which a pair of the two are being chased around by their mother, refusing to go to bed, but eventually they're caught and put into their bed, sleeping quite tight. It's like a huge, gigantic family here. Everyone knows each other and everyone's happy. Only two or three Vistani are sitting at the fire as it starts to cool down, slowly getting smaller yet warm and comforting. The two are drinking and having a quite good talk.
Okay.
Would you like to join them?
Oh yeah, Claude is a socializer, if anything. He will immediately come over with not the 2 wines he grabbed, but probably just grabbing it off of a surface that somebody has left opened, and he will come.
Dude, I'm going to be totally honest. They don't care if you take their fucking wine.
That's okay. But yeah, he's totally just gonna grab a whole new bottle and start sipping off of it and go sit next to him. Looking at Natherius like, come along, socialize. Like,
after about an hour of socializing, and you're quite tipsy, but not too bad. You haven't been drinking too much, but you have been drinking.
I mean, it is expensive wine.
One of the men, he smiles as he starts telling a story, one that kind of shivers down your spine. A mighty wizard came to this land over a year ago, he casually says. I remember him like it was yesterday. He stood exactly where you're sitting. A very charismatic man he was. He thought he could rally the people of Rovania against the devil Strahd. He stirred them with thoughts of revolt and bore them to the castle in massives. When a vampire appeared, the wizard's peasant army fled in terror. A few stood their ground and were never seen again. The wizard and the vampire cast spells at each other. Their battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to a precipitous overlooking the falls. I saw the battle with my own eyes. The thunder shook the mountain sides, and great rocks tumbled down upon the wizard. Yet, with his magic, he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard, and again he stood his ground. When the devil Strahd fell upon him, the wizard's magic couldn't save him. I saw him thrown 1,000 feet to his death. I climbed down to the river, searched for the wizard's body, to see if, he had anything of value, but River Iblis had already spirited him away.
Claw.
Strahd is a very dangerous man, but no one has yet to stand up to him as well as that one wizard has. He's the first one to go that far. But we still have hope.
Claude will just glance over at Natherius, and he's just gonna look at him and go, "My friend, I am just a simple rogue. You think we're gonna be able to do this?"
In my eyes, wizards are nothing. They're weak and they're unable to take that much damage without the will of their magic. Anyone's better than wizard.
Maybe you're right. It all comes down to the practice of a blade.
Yes. And hey, who knows? Maybe you can sneak up on Strahd and put a stake through his heart. I mean, that is treachery for me to say, but I don't quite agree with my ancestors' choice in saving him.
Well, I wish the best of luck upon everybody. Hopefully this curse is lifted, whatever it may be. Hell, I only heard the story about a week ago, or a day ago. He just is way too drunk for. He's way too tipsy right now, and
He doesn't understand what he's talking.
Yeah, he just starts mumbling. He's doing the guy at the bar mumble where he's like, "Yeah, last week I." He's talking, but he's not really talking.
Barely audible.
Yeah. And the other dude's just sitting there, just like, y'all drunk. And he just doesn't care anymore. But, in the morning you wake up, and as a cool breeze brushes over you, making you wake up. As overhear the sounds of a few Vistani cooling down some of their horses who are freaking out over something that must have happened in the night, but nothing that's too serious as the horses are easily calmed down. They look up and they're like, "Hello there. Are you ready to start your journey onward?"
Of course. And he is going to he was gonna puke off in some corner, and he's gonna come back, wipe his mouth, and be like, "Now I'm ready. My apologies for that, sir."
Morning sickness, eh?
Don't even. He's just gonna tip his hat over his eyes and put his hair back into a ponytail.
This Vistani is the same Vistani you were drinking with last night, who was extremely more drunk than you were. But he seems to be perfectly fine. He must be used to getting drunk like that every night.
My friend, I wish I had wine as good as that every night.
Well, you're welcome to take a few. We have many.
Oh, please. He is going to take 2 more. 3 more. To him, this is gold. He is a man who loves the wine. He loves to talk about vintages and the grapes and everything. He is just that kind of person, so he will take 3 more.
Alright, and one dilly darn second, but I will be right back.
So, apparently I can't find wine, so I'm just gonna have to write that down somewhere. Where's notes? Other. 5 bottles of expensive vintage wine.
It's probably not all that expensive. It's just probably like a really shitty quality that you keep picking up.
No, she said it was incredibly expensive. So that's
It might look incredibly expensive, but you're probably picking up a really shit quality.
I.
Therefore, that's why they don't care if you pick it up
It
or
is
not.
probably shit quality to them, but to us, it is probably like a good 100 gold pieces for one of these bastards. So.
That's actually exactly how it is to them.
So, it might be shit to them, but for Claude and in the other world, it's at least probably a good vintage, good 100 gold. So,
Actually, not actually a good 100 gold, more of a good 100 platinum.
huh? Yeah. All right. That's. Claude is. Claude is ogling that shit. That is good. That is not good vintage. That is beyond amazing vintage wine. That is God's nectar. At least to him. So.
Alright then.
Anyways.
They're
Sorry.
good shit.
My bad. Alright.
Try their
Onward.
good shit next time. That shiz is like 300 platinum.
Huh.
To other people, that would be like, what does that even mean? But
Yeah.
to like freaking, but to D&D players, like, oh god, I could buy an entire town with that shit.
Yeah, for real. Claude is going to buy himself a mini castle as soon as he gets out of this place.
Freaking buys Ravenloft, which you really wouldn't have to pay for it because
Yeah,
no one wants there.
no one really wants to be here. It's not a happy place. Claude's a rogue, though. He don't care.
I mean, it once was beautiful and pretty and plentiful, but now it seems like it's night all the time. But at night, it's even darker. During the day, it's like melancholy day. You know, it doesn't quite feel like day.
To Claude, he kind of enjoys that. There's a certain mellowness and somber that
There's
kind
always
of
clouds
comes with
ahead. Clouds cover the sky. There's no ounce of sunlight anywhere. It kind of peeks through the clouds ever so slightly, but it's muffled. As if there is no sun, but just a small bit of light.
Claude will just tip his hat.
It's a rainy day. Every day, but no rain.
That's honestly kind of nice.
What are you talking about? I'm supposed to instill fear. Shut up. Stop being okay with this.
Claude's gonna, like, as he tips down his hat, he takes it off, and he just kind of looks up to the clouds and, like, the melancholy, rainy day feeling. And he just sits there for a moment, like, letting the breeze hit his face. And he's just gonna put his hat back on. I could get used to this.
Yeah, well, you'll kind of have to. The guy lets slip as he hands you the reins to 2 horses. This will help. These 2 are our finest. They'll help you get to Brovania quicker. In fact, they are actually a shipment that we have been meaning to give to the pastor at the church there. He seems to want them for some reason, and he's already sent us the gold. If you don't mind doing us another favor, you can use them to get there and let the pastor know that they're for him.
Of course, monsieur. Then we'll get to him.
Old dilly darn fuck. Alright.
Off we go.
Head out?
Yeah, let's do it.
Onward and
Alright.
upward.
1 second.
No more drinking for us unless it's in blood. From here on out, probably.
1 diddly darn second. I need to find my phone because I can't do math.
Man, my voice is shot today.
Trinket. 1 second.
Yay, I'm so glad I'm getting message.
I'm so sorry. There's another thing I have to roll for. Okay.
I don't want messages right now. I am playing stuff.
No. Why? Why is this done?
I don't know if that is a why of sadness for her, but whenever she does this,
Sadness for me.
it scares me because I don't know if it's for us or if it's for her, man. I really...
Why would she go, why for us?
I don't know.
Yeah, I want you guys to die. I mean, what?
Alright,
Well,
now I
of
know.
course.
Thanks for taking that off of my shoulders. Oh my gosh, dude. I don't want to be like this right now, but I'm gonna have to go to the gym at 5 in the morning, and I need to sleep.
As you are traveling, you find a man that is dead on the road next to the river. As you're traveling next to it, as Madame Ava had instructed. Yeah, the man seems to have been killed by bandits, but none of his items have been taken from him.
Claude will hop off his horse, look around, because this is sketchy as fuck.
Roll perception.
D20?
Alright. There seems to be nothing out of the ordinary. Like a hidden run. Dead, and then gone. No traces of who did it or anything. Just the
Wait a
man
minute.
is dead. But none of his items are taken.
You asked him to roll a perception. He asked D20.
I was so confused.
And it sounded like you started explaining as if he said he rolled a nat 20.
It's fine, Anthony.
Yeah, he did roll a nat 20.
I thought he was getting ready to roll and was just asking if he
Anthony,
was going to roll a D20.
it's fine.
It's not fine. I'm fucking confused, okay?
Imagine you rolled a nat 1 and you're just like, someone's here.
Okay.
And then you were just like, no.
So there is nothing here?
No. There's a dead man there, and he has items on him. Cough. He has items on him.
Oh, alright. Claude, as the greedy bastard I am going to start searching him very carefully, because this does not seem normal.
As you do, you finally realize this man has been dead for a while. And corpse blood kind of spews out from his mouth, hitting you in the face.
Lovely.
As you also find a potion of superior healing and a potion of clairvoyance.
So, Anthony, you want a potion?
Fuck, sure.
You're just not even caring that you have corpse blood all over your face.
Which one do you want? Clairvoyance or the healing potion?
I want the clairvoyance.
Okay, go ahead. And that was superior healing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's just gonna look at it and smile with the corpse blood all over his face, and he's gonna whisper, "Worth it." Wipe it. And
Alright.
Yeah, he's gonna wipe
Now I
that
have to
off
roll
immediately.
again. I have to roll again because this is
That's
what
great.
happens whenever we're traveling. Oh, thank God. After an hour of two, you finally find the proper road that you are supposed to take to the village of Brovania. And you already see a few travelers, a farmer and his wife, walking along the road in the direction that you are supposed to be heading. These
Alrighty.
people, they don't seem like fuck. Where's the name? Forgot the name.
The
Vistani.
Vistani.
The Vistani. They don't have the same cheer. They have this eerie feeling of as if they're not meant to be alive. As if they've died already, but their bodies haven't died, and their souls have already moved on, but they're still walking and doing things.
Nope. Nope. That.
I mean, they're not actually dead, but
Yeah, no, just that description is just incredibly unsettling.
their clothes are worn and distraught, broken, and they're hunched back as it just seems as if they're sickly, dying.
Does it look like they mean to live this way? Or
No.
like...
It doesn't.
So they don't seem to be choosing to live this way. Like, this is just...
Why would anyone choose to live
No.
this way?
I don't know. Just random question, because, like, if Claude
No.
could help out, then he will try. In some way or another. However that may be. Well...
Don't
yeah.
seem like rogue, dude. Why are you playing weird? You're a weird rogue.
I'm like a musketeer, okay? I just take where I need.
Alright.
Take where you need.
Yeah, I
Second.
take where I need to take from.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Robin Hood was a rogue.
No, he was a ranger.
Fuck off. Whatever.
You bring up that you're like a musketeer, and then you bring up Robin Hood, and I'm trying to figure out where you connect the dots to even realize that you called Robin Hood a rogue.
He, you know what? It's fine. I'm so fucking tired. I apologize this episode, everybody. I'm not me right now.
You won't be you for very long.
Oh, great.
I mean, what? Huh?
Okay. Well, should we push on to the church then? Because, like, that's where the horses need to go. Right?
Yes.
Cool.
Alright. So you're gonna continue on
Yes.
just ignoring these people? Got it.
Oh, I mean, if they look like they're in need of help, then, like, Claude will
Well,
talk to them.
It doesn't seem like there's anything you can do for them. It just seems like they're trying to live off a land that has already died as their farmers.
Claude, while passing by, will look to them and at least ask, Miss, is it a Miss and
Miss and Mister, yes.
Miss and Mister? Okay. He's gonna look over to them and be like, "Hello, Monsieur, Madam. You look a little bit sickly. Not to be mean or rude, I promise. Is there any way I could help you?"
They look up at you, tired, baggy eyes as if they hadn't slept in ages. And they shake their heads and they're like, "There's nothing you can do for us."
How does coin work in this village? I haven't been here before. I am a foreigner.
A foreigner? She becomes solemn and sad, as if you're trapped. And she feels bad for how you'll never be able to leave or something like that.
He looks He looks to her and he goes, I am all right, madam. Don't worry about me. I am actually on a journey. I heard this land is sick. Me and my friend here. We want to make it better. Or at least I do.
I highly regret. I highly don't think that anyone can save this world now.
Well, if I can't save it, might as well do the best I can while I'm living, eh? He's gonna give them 5 gold coins.
She looks at the coins as if they're different from the coins that they usually have, but bows to you and nods. Thank you, kind sir.
Of course, madam. And I guess he will be on his way.
Alright. After about 20 minutes after you arrive in a small village that seems as if it was once joyful, once big and bountiful. As a few minutes before entering the actual village, you see ruins of what used to be there. I have to 1 second. I have to roll the E. That's in chapter 2, isn't it? Yeah, it is. The tall shapes of the village looms out of the dense fog that surrounds everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestone. The tall shapes become recognizable as village dwellings. The windows of each house stare out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence except for mournful sobbing and echoes through the streets from a distance.
My god. Well, this is not much of a happy place, is it?
No, not really. The place is dying.
It is. So I guess we'll just continue on to the church then? Ugh.
Yes, but you have zero idea where the church is.
I'm gonna try to look for the giant spire or cross that, or bell tower.
Roll perception.
Bam. Fuck. 2.
2. You don't seem to see one anywhere inside. But you do see some rather all the buildings. All the smaller buildings seem to be either brown roofed or blue roofed. The roofs seem to signify their importance, as there are only a few with red roofs that have people coming in and out of them. Seems to be the places of great importance. And there was one close up ahead, that's rather larger than the others and has quite abundance of people in it. Maybe a tavern where you could get some information.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm only playing with one character. Dude,
Yes.
That's you, my
are
friend.
you alive?
I'm assuming I'm still alive.
You're
I don't
doing
think you've
like
killed
the-
my character on yet.
You're barely interacting with the story. I feel offended.
I'm being a quiet player.
Wow. I didn't expect this. You're weird. Alright, whatever.
Okay, I'll be more talking.
Yay!
It
I like talking.
it's
I can't be talkative and annoying.
it's funny because as a GM, I always consistently put Anthony in a spotlight, so he has to talk. So
Well, no,
the same
put him in a spotlight.
the same thing with Adam or Connor. It's just like it's cool. I just thought I'd put that out there.
Well, this campaign's more of for characters that interact with stuff.
That makes sense.
Not people who interact with you. So it's hard,
That's
especially when
understandable.
why my brother never got all the information he needed because he never went up to talk to anyone.
This is why I play the social character.
I like to observe from a distance to find out my information.
We're
Yeah.
like, who's
That
a
counts.
very talkative character, who's a very quiet character from a very popular series. We're that all the time. I talk too much, and Anthony wades in the back. It's like observing.
Yeah.
I'm a lot more talkative on the podcast than a lot of people realize. I'm not like this often. Anyways, to the tavern we go.
1 second.
Or what looks like a tavern.
A single shaft of light thrusts an illumination into the main square, its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming this to be the Blood of Vine Tavern. You walk inside.
Of course.
It seems that there aren't as many people as you expected in there. 1, 2, maybe 3. You can't quite see them all as it is quite dark in there. But you see a man tending to the bar. He's a pudgy young man and seems to and fuck. He's just a pudgy young man. There you go.
Okay. Well, Claude will walk up to him. Monsieur, I'm looking for a church around here. I'm a bit of a foreigner. My apologies. Do you know where that might be?
He looks up, curiously, as it seems that no one quite respects the church around here, as everyone perks up their head and looks at you strange. Why are you laughing?
Ouch.
I just thought that was funny. I'm sorry.
It's just
What did you do? You're interrupting my immersion.
my
You asked me to be more talkative and annoying, so I'm adding the annoying part in
Why are you laughing?
because I thought it was funny. Okay.
What was funny?
nobody likes the
The
church.
church.
That's funny?
Yeah. Kind of.
A little bit. All right.
Alright then.
Professionality.
Mine
Professionals.
cleans the glass one from another. They're all clean, but he starts over again. He has a rather hollow voice as he looks up. Well, doesn't quite matter, but the church is right on the outskirts of town, not too far. Take a right as you leave this place, and it's right down the road.
Thank you, monsieur. Any beverages that you may recommend for your establishment? Any specials or anything?
Well, you only have wine here.
Well, I do partake in wine, good sir.
Alright. 1 copper. As he places a small glass of wine in front of you.
Claude will give 1 copper, and he is just going to look incredibly disappointed.
Why?
He is just like trying to be jovial with this fellow, and he notices just like it's not going anywhere. So he's like, "All right, I'll leave you alone. I'm sorry." He's just gonna drink. So, just randomly, He drinks from the glass. Does it taste like the wine before? Or is it a lot cheaper?
It's a lot cheaper.
Ah. Well, he's gonna get that down, and he's just gonna look at Natharius. You want to stick around here? Anywhere you want to see? Or just straight to the place?
Might as well just head straight there.
Alrighty. He's actually gonna turn around and be like, bartender, if I may ask, any rumors been around lately? Anything interesting?
He kind of looks up at you as if you're stupid.
As I said, I'm a foreigner, monsieur. And he's gonna give a smile.
He just ignores your attempts to question him as he takes no mind to what you say, as he just goes back to mindlessly cleaning the already cleaned glasses.
If I may give a bit of some advice, monsieur, to be a good bartender, you should be somewhat sociable. He's going to flip his jacket and he's going to walk out.
On your way out, three people at a table
Fuck.
near the front door. One of them looks up to you and they say, "Don't mind talking to him. He's just a lowly bartender." These people seem to be a lot like the Vistani. In fact, they are Vistani, as you can tell from their glowing white skin and less hollowness.
Nah, a more cheerful crowd. He
They aren't
seems a bit
exactly
grumpy.
cheerful. They just don't have the same hollowness as everyone else.
He does seem a bit grumpy indeed.
Yes, of course he's grumpy. His family died not too long ago. Oh well. If you're looking for any rumors, there's not really any. No one around here talks. They just go along with their lives and hope they die soon.
By the gods. This place is a bit of a downer, and of course, but how come? At least this village. Is there something wrong with it?
Wrong with it. It's not just this village, it's this whole way. It's the whole of Brovania. And curse has befallen it, and now everything's sour. Dead. Or dying. Much like the lives of these people. That are just livestock in the minds of those who live wealthier lives.
Well, mark my words, friend. We'll be sick no longer sometime soon.
The woman nods as she goes back to drinking her wine and lets you leave, finally.
Well, they were cheery. And he's just gonna look to Natharius.
Yeah, of course.
God damn it.
What?
Talk more.
Yes, indeed.
Quiet.
What?
Be less quiet. Talk more.
What do you fucking want me to say in that situation?
I don't know. Say something.
She's calling you out, Anthony.
I know. I can't think of anything to say though. Oh, they were cheering. Yeah.
I feel bad because I noticed you were gonna say something there, and I spoke up like a split second after. I was like, God damn it. My bad.
Yeah, I'm lost. I don't know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh, right. Still sad. Still so sad. Okay. As you walk down the empty street, that fog clouds your vision.
Anthony? You're the worst.
You son of a bitch!
You're the worst kind of person.
I am so pissed right now.
I don't understand what I did this time.
Are you chewing the chips in the mic?
No,
Yes, you are.
no, I'm not. I just happen to be eating chips, and you hear it.
Well, I very much hear it.
Oh my god.
I'm not very much trying to make you hear it.
Well, mute your mic while you're eating.
And you wonder why I don't talk half the time.
You son of a bitch! You're ruining the tenseness of the moment. You're ruining it. But as you walk down the fog-covered roads, you still hear the echoing of the cries that float through the still gray streets, coloring your thoughts with sadness. It flows from a dark two-story townhouse, but that's not where you're going. You are going to a large building, a tower that was once a bell tower, broken and falling down, clearly from the crumbling and the tight grip of time, and worn and dead. Atop a slight rise against the roots of the pillar stone that supports. Frick. What? What? Hold up. See, fine. Atop a slight rise against the roots of the pillar stone that supports Castle Ravenloft stands a gray, sagging stone and wood. This church is obviously withered with the assaults of evil or centuries on end. It's worn and weary, and a bell tower that is broken down and scattered across the shingled roof. The rafters strains feebly against their load. If the heavy As you walk in, the heavy wooden doors of the church are covered with claw marks and scarred by fire as it creaks open. The doors open to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall leading to a brightly lit chapel. The hall is unlit and reeks of mildew. 4 doors to each end of the sides of the hall lead to adjacent chambers. You can see the chapters strewn with debris, and you hear a soft voice from within reciting a prayer. Suddenly, the prayer is blotted by an inhuman scream that rises up beneath the wooden floor.
Okay. Lovely question mark.
Thank you. I love my performances.
Yeah, that caught me off guard. I'm just kind of like, oh, this is kind of sweet. Inhuman screams. What?
I can make an inhuman screech.
Don't. So, how many people are praying? Is it just one?
There's sounds of praying, but you don't see
Oh,
any.
praying. I thought you said playing. I was like, there's 2 of us?
So we don't see anybody in here?
No, you don't.
He's just gonna, like, look to the left, to the right, knock on the wood loudly, like, boomf, boomf, boomf. Hello?
Is there a window?
You see a man, withered and sad. Donvich. He's the local priest, as clearly as he looks sad, but he is not the source of the screaming. He looks horrified as you enter until he gets a closer look at you and he nods. He's like, welcome.
Hello, monsieur. We have brought some horses outside, and we were told that you may be able to help us.
Help you. I don't know about that. I'm not that very helpful these days. This man, he seems to be stricken with sorrow. Cough, cough.
Are you
Claude.
hinting at something?
Supposed to be remembering something. Cough, cough.
Ah.
Uh-huh.
It's
Claude is just gonna give Natherius a look and pat him on the back like, your turn.
what?
Wait,
Like-
he's stricken with sorrow, and you're gonna turn into me?
I meant like your
As if
turn to try to
lost
get
someone
talk to him.
very important to him, as if he's broken. Cough, cough.
This
What seems to be bothering you, kind sir?
Okay. Trying to give you so many hits.
I have a terrible memory, Rhythm.
Of course you do. This is why you write things down. Okay. Going to try my best. Alright. He sadly looks up to you. And he nods. Yes, very much so. My son, he's unwell.
Unwell? What do you mean?
He's cursed, I guess you could say. But it's not your business. It's not something that should disturb you.
Well, monsieur, we are here to help with anything, if need be.
He goes by. He is in the back of the chapel. It's very echoey in there, so that's how you're communicating. As the shambly church is, you can notice that there are broken pews and littering the dusty floor, and dozens of candles mounted on candlesticks, and chandeliers light everything. Dusty corners, and seem to have an attempt to break through, as the walls are thin and many holes. There's claw scars all over, and he holds something in his hands. A cross, one made of silver. As he hears the blood curdling screech, and decides to start walking out, or walking towards you, but not towards you, to a door that is next to you. I'm sorry to interrupt this, children, but I. Bleh, bleh, bleh.
Blah, blah, blah.
Bleh, bleh, bleh. He goes into a room to her right. He says, "Do not mind me. Leave the horses in the back," he frantically says as he closes the door behind him frantically.
What? Claude is just gonna look at Natherius. Mo, that was interesting. Where do we go from here, friend?
If we're going to the back, I'm assuming it's gonna be around the corner.
I totally dozed off for like the last like 25 seconds, so I am very sorry. My bad.
Okay. The priest heard a blood-curdling scream that seems to be coming from under the floorboards. By the way, the floorboards are broken mostly, and you can take small peeks into the downstairs, though they're very hard to see, and you'll probably need to roll a very high perception check to see what's under there. But he's gone into a room to your side, and clearly,
Holy shit.
what?
You're not gonna believe me. I will send you a picture. Because you said roll perception, so I was like, alright. I got a natural 20. I am not
Yay!
shitting you. I
Yay!
am not lying.
I want to tell you this gruesome picture.
Oh,
I didn't
fuck.
hear her say roll perception.
No, but she was like,
Yeah.
you do.
I just barely read it, so I was about to tell you.
So,
Well, what's the perception?
We'll
just rolling a
roll
d20.
it. If you want to look under the floorboards to see what's going on.
Well, I kind of figured that's why we were rolling perception. I was just curious what it was we were supposed to roll for the perception.
D20.
Or
1d20?
Yeah, just
yeah,
one.
What's the perception thing?
not know how to roll perception.
We've played a lot of systems, so D&D is odd.
Odd.
Yeah.
D&D is like super easy to figure out, and then
True.
once you figure that out, it's like basically the base for playing all the other
Oh
games.
yeah, that's so true. But yeah, you're just rolling 1d20, and the higher it is, the better. So.
Fucking.
Well, since one of you got D20, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay. Then I'll just
Wait.
ignore my roll.
What was your roll, Anthony? I want to
Got it.
know. What?
Don't worry about it.
But I want to know.
Rhythm doesn't. Rhythm said it doesn't care.
Well,
Doesn't matter.
I care.
Yeah, it doesn't
Doesn't matter now.
matter.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
fine. Rhythm, carry on.
You can see the church's undercroft has a round-hewn walls and a floor made of damp clay and earth. Rotting wooden pillars strain across the weight of the wooden ceiling. And it doesn't have the same amount of light. It looks damp and poured. The only light that comes down is the candlelight from the chapel above slips through the cracks, allowing you to glimpse Gaunt's shape in the far corner.
Okay.
Do you want to go down there?
You said there is a gaunt shape in the corner. Is it like?
It's what it tells me to say, so shut up.
Okay.
It's like a mysterious shape in the corner. You can tell it's a person, but it just doesn't right.
Is that where the screams are coming from?
Most definitely.
My friend, I see something in the corner down below. That's definitely where the screams are coming from. I would say it's not my business, but that is pain.
It's definitely not my business, but I'm going down anyways.
Damn straight, friend.
So, as you go down, going through the door that the priest went in, there's a room utterly destroyed, as if something happened there. The rustling, the destruction of the room. It's dirty, lightless, and contains a wooden bed, straw-filled mattress. Mounted above the bed board is the wooden holy symbol, but at the foot of the bed there is a trapdoor that has been left open.
Down we go. That is fine. I am looking through my stuff in case. Just in case.
You hear a blood
Curdling
boy
scream.
scream as it cries out, "Father, I'm starving." As you see the priest down at the very steps of the large the large under area, undercroft. And the boy, you can tell it's a boy now, in the corner, screaming, but the father keeping his distance.
So, Father, I'm guessing this is your son?
He turns around in utter horror as he solemnly looks up. Yeah, yes, this is. But he's not my son anymore. Roll perception.
Doop. Shit. That's my fucking... Dude, I'm telling you, it's either way fucking high or way fucking low. I
rolled 17, so...
I rolled a 3.
Alright. One of you realizes that he doesn't seem to be human anymore. He turns to you as you can see him gripping his head, pulling at his hair as he screams out again, his teeth in full focus, his canines. They're not human anymore. He's a vampire spawn. It's clear. But a starved one that hasn't completed his transformation, but seems to have been sent there to torture Donvich, the priest, as the sight of his son, unable to kill him. But the boy wanting to kill him.
Is there any way I could roll to see if, like, I know any way of being able to cure vampirism?
Nope.
Nope.
Because there's no cure for vampirism.
So that's just, like, known. There is no cure, like, at all.
There's no cure.
Father, there is no cure for vampirism. Your boy will be like this for forever. He's immortal now.
He looks up to you and he nods. He knew this. He saw him. My son. Our church has been attacked by the dreaded lords, monsters, creations, for a long while now. Not too long ago, my son was taken off, screaming through the hills. It took me forever to accept his death, and I have yet to accept it, but then, not too long ago, he came back to me. I just can't let him go, but he craves blood, and I can't give it to him. But I also can't kill him.
Are these attacks regular, Father?
Every night. Mostly by werewolves. Creatures of the night.
May we stay tonight?
Yes. Yes, you may. I'll show you to your rooms.
One last thing before we
have
are... Oh, go ahead. My apologies.
You didn't do anything. I was done.
Oh, one last thing, Father. I don't want to say this, but there is no cure. I know you don't want to do it, but better to have mercy and have your son be with the gods than have him here suffering.
I'm afraid to inform you, but there is no God. Not anymore.
Believe, Father. Believe.
As you talk, the son that he once knew, the son that he once loved and cared for, the person he nurtured, spring out from the corner and hurled himself at the priest. I can smell your blood. He screams as he tries his best to bite into his flesh. Roll for her initiative.
Son of a
Roll
bitch.
for initiative. What would that be? Another D20?
D20, yes.
Hey.
What's the initiative stat on the character sheet for?
That's a modifier. So whatever you get plus that.
Well, I got 18 plus 4.
Hey, 18 plus 3. So
Okie dokie.
The fucking kid's gonna get like a fucking ridiculous modifier.
yep. He is a vampy. He's a little
And get advantage for being the first one to attack. Alright, kid goes first.
Of course.
Has at 20. And, well, of course, he's attacking the priest. So,
Goodbye, father.
he claws at his face as it scars the face. Blood dripping down it. The priest takes 4 damage.
He wasn't bit, right? He was just clawed.
Just clawed.
Thank God.
As for his extra action, just to add a little bit of my own spice in there. As he still latches onto his father. Slowly licks his father's face in the most
Ugh.
creepy, grotesque way possible. The father retracting back as he sees this horrible side of his own son. Would have been better for his son to stay in the hills dead than to see his son like this, threatening his own life. This was the moment where the man lost all faith into the gods. How could they allow this to happen? His faith, his very meaning of life, was hanging by a thread that is now snapped in half. Cough, cough. Hanging by a thread. Cough, cough.
What? I'm so confused. I'm
You
sorry.
like cut out there like 4 times. I just heard cough, cough, and then cough, cough again.
I heard cough, cough, something about a thread.
I didn't even hear that.
Oh.
You know what? I'm just gonna give you a major hint. Remember that reading that was given to you?
Yes.
Do you want to know who Strahd's enemy is? Cough, cough.
Oh.
Lord, he's literally mentioning this man.
Oh.
It said something about his faith and humanity hanging by a thread.
Oh. I feel
Because
dumb
he has
now.
no more faith.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mourning the loss.
Interesting.
I will have to tell you it again, and I will make you write it down.
I will. After the session,
See right here.
yeah, I'll make sure to write them down. Well, is the kid done with his
Yes.
creepiness?
Yes.
Nope.
Hey,
Alright.
Natharius, Natharius,
Yeah.
you want to stake a kid for a second time?
Second time.
I didn't stake the kid the first time. Did I?
Yeah, you used
think
an
I did.
arrow. You used an arrow, which is still like staking, but you know,
Snaking?
staking.
You said snake.
It's my braces. They ruined my speech, dude.
You have braces?
Mm-hmm.
Weird. I mean, not the braces. I just didn't know.
Hopefully, I'm getting them off tomorrow. Anyways,
Your turn, dude.
Anthony, that's you.
I guess I will shoot at him.
Roll.
I mean, how
Roll what?
strong can a vampire kid be, guys?
I mean, he's only a fledgling. He doesn't have really any powers.
Yeah.
Am I rolling a
Yep,
d20?
yep,
Or
Yeah, d20. Or whatever your attack thing says to do.
the damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck,
First, you
damn.
roll a d20 to see if it hits or not, and then you roll for the damage.
Okay, 12 on the d20,
Alright.
and my damage is a d8 plus 4, and I rolled an 8, so
Oh, that's painful. Fuck, dude.
You're shooting him, right?
yes.
You shoot him off the man and falls back onto his back as he seems severely wounded, screaming out in pain. This hurts your ears. But this end of your turn. Now your turn, Steve.
Alrighty. I am going to stab him with a rapier while he's on the floor, and I'm going to try to get his heart.
You're raping him.
God, no! No!
Oh, I'm never gonna be able to use a rapier again without thinking that.
Fuck. I rolled a 5.
Yeah, you totally missed, dude. There's no point.
Yeah, fuck. Well, here's to getting bit by a vampire, Anthony.
Just don't get bit.
You know damn well she's gonna try to bite me.
I don't know, you didn't hit him, so I highly doubt his attention's gonna be on you.
I am like standing right over him. Anyways.
The priest, he skips his turn because he is mortified and can't do anything.
Of course, the priest is useless.
Always.
Not exactly.
At the current moment, he kinda is.
Well, he is facing his son, who is trying to kill him.
Anthony's just heartless.
Yeah, fuck you.
I'm trying to play a character who is heartless, thank you very much.
True. You were not as heartless in the other series. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, Stevie.
I wonder why.
Stevie.
Yeah?
What room has no walls?
Damn it, Rythm.
Guess.
I don't know.
A mushroom.
I want to get bit now. I want Claude to get bit at this point.
Why?
Alrighty.
You know if you get bit, you won't be able to play your character anymore.
Is that how it works? I literally cannot control myself like at all.
No,
Oh
can't.
fuck! Please don't bite me.
Cause whoever bites you has complete and utter control over you.
Anthony, if I
What?
get bit, kill the kid. Don't kill me.
Oh,
Got it. If you get
not
bit,
controlled
kill
by
you.
the kid.
What?
You won't be controlled by the kid.
Lovely. That makes more sense now.
No, the other dude.
Ah, cool. Nice. Alright. So glad I went to close combat immediately. Well then.
Alright. So now, it's the little old boy's turn again. And he's going to attack you, Stevie boy. And he rolls a nat 1. You know what?
And he rolls in that one.
As he tries to come up to you and bite your arm, he trips and lands on your rapier. The rapier going through his skull. You can see the tip of it coming right out the top of his head as he coughs up blood out of his head. And he just goes limp and dies.
Just as a precaution, he will go through the heart and cut off the head.
Wow, thanks for doing that in front of the father.
Probably not right in front of the dad. Obviously, I will ask, like, a moment, Reverend.
Donvich, he nods and he understands that eventually he would have had to do this.
It should have been done at first.
If it was my decision, Natherius, I would have done it first, but give it time.
Why are you being all grouchy with me? I was talking to him.
Nah, you're right. My apologies.
He looks down, pure sadness spread across his face. As he sighs, I knew I would have had to do this at one point or another. Though it is no longer safe for me here. I am a supporter of the old religion, and our Lord does not accept that. He wants me dead. And he wants me to suffer, as did to my son.
Well, how about this, Reverend? We send a message out tonight. Us two, me and my friend here, are coming for those lords. Lord, my apologies. We're coming for that lord, and we will strike him down.
Well, I will help you along your journey for the greatness that you have done here.
Well, let us barricade up. And
a party member.
That is where we should probably leave off.
Yes.
With a barricading montage and us looking out of the window or
That's
the
still
doors.
Yeah.
Silent Ranger who
As
is sitting in the
Donvich
corner.
slowly buries his son, which it's actually a requirement that his son has to be dead and buried before he can join your team. So
Cool. Lovely.
so he'll be doing that.
Could he have died?
Oh, yes, definitely. And then you would have lost the character to help you along the journey.
Yeah, true. Well,
So, I'm going to tell you about Donvich. Donvich is, he is Strahd's enemy that will help you along your journey. He was the one foretold in the arts, and he is now a protected character, which means he cannot die. But he can be mortally wounded and be unable to help you for sparse amounts of time.
okay.
He is mostly helpful in combat, and he's very important to the story now that he is alive. And he has joined the group. He's basically another player now
Oh, cool.
that has many intentions to kill Strahd, who has turned his son into just a mindless puppet. So, there you go.
Well, Natherius, are you ready to fuck up some werewolves next episode or get fucked up by some werewolves?
I am a ranger for a reason.
Oh my god.
I stay in
'Cause
the back.
I'm
You
r-
get fucked right off.
I hope the priest has a crossbow, because no way in fucking hell. Oh, but technically I could say my rapier is silver if Rythm allows that, and that way...
Technically, I could say that you're full of shit.
See, but that way that makes me put into close combat, and then I am fucked. Alright.
Hey, Stevie.
Alrighty, everybody.
How do you
I hope
think
you
with the
enjoyed.
fish?
I love you
Dropped it
guys.
a line.
Bye-bye.